Welcome back, guys, and in this video of our JavaScript nuts and bolts, I want to continue with the destructuring of object. In my previous video, I did look at the destructuring of arrays and we saw how to destructure arrays, but in this video, I want to speak specifically on destructuring objects. So without further ado, let us dive in and see how to destructure objects. So I'm going to create an object here called sum, and this is going to hold the details of a guy. I say the name probably is something like Samuel, that is the full name. And I'll just put this into strings like so that we have something like Samuel. Then let us say probably you also have an age of, let us say 34. And then I'm going to add two more items. And the third item will be, let us say, the address. The address. And so this address will be an object, and in this object, I'm going to say the street. Let us say the street will be maybe a place. Let us say maybe China Street. China Street. So, and lastly, we're gonna have also another. We're gonna have another item here, and this will be probably, let us say, shipping address like that. And shipping address, I'm gonna copy this guy. Let us just copy this object right here, and then I'll paste it right here, and then I just say China Street 2. That is okay for now. And so down here, I'm just going to console log our guy just to make sure that he has been created well, and just going to console log sum and then run this. And so we have our object right here. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to destructure this object down here. And the way you do this is very simple. So with objects, you create an object like this. And then in this object, it is quite different from the array. Now, let us say I want to get the name variable. I can do something simply like this. This will pick the name variable from the object. And then if I want to get the age, I can say age. And then if I want to get the address now, okay, let me just start with these two. Then I can just equate these to sum. So when I do this and run this, and so let me just do this again down here. So I've gotten the name and the age, and then down here I can simply console.log, and then the value that I'm going to console.log here, I can simply console.log the name, right? And then let us just run this and see what it will give us. As you can see down here, it gives us the name Samuel. And so again, if I come back here and maybe change this to age, I can be able to get the age from this object as simple as this by simply destructuring this object. Now let us assume I want to get this value from the address. The way I can be able to destruct that, I can simply say address. So now if I specify here address, let me just try to print this address and see the value that we'll get here. So if I run this, as you can see, this returns the object that is passed here, which is the address object. And then also if I specify shipping address here, and then also try to print this guy here, also this returns shipping address that has been passed here. So the way I can be able to get specific value for these two objects is simply by doing this. Once I've passed the name of the property here, which is address, specify on the right hand side that I want the street like this. And then now if I print this guy here, street, this will return the address for the street, which is China Street. And I can also be able to do the same thing right here on the shipping address, and I expect it to give me the shipping address. And so I'll just paste this guy here like this, and then But the issue is that now we are using the same keys here, street and street. And if I run this guy here, it will throw an error. And this is because there are two street and is leading to a conflicting output. So the way I can be able to address this issue is simply by doing this. For the address street, I want this guy to have a key, or rather a variable by the name address. I can just say address street like this. And then for the shipping address, we can just paste here and say shipping street like this. So we can say shipping street. So now if I copy this address street and paste this guy here, so this will work fine without any error and return this street for the address. And if I want the street for the shipping address, then I can simply copy this guy. And if I output him down here, this will now output the shipping street for the shipping address. And so you might be wondering, how does this become relevant and important when coding? So the way I can be able to help you understand this is by simply creating a function, some function like this equals to, and then I'll use this guy and then just do something like this. So I'll cut all of these destructure object here, and then of course here I'm supposed to return, and then I'll delete this, I don't need it. And then down here, and then I can just pass the destructure guy inside here. And then what I can simply do is that inside the function, I can simply console letters.log now. And values that I'm going to console.log here, let me use our template literals we have learned from our past, like this. And then I'll just do something like this. Then I'll just pass, let's say, the name. Then we can have the age like this. Then we can also have maybe the address street like this. Copy this guy, paste him here. And then lastly, we can have shipping street like this. Then I'll just pass this guy here, and I'll paste this guy here, and then I'll just move these two guys, then like this. And so I've passed the destructure object on our function here, and then down here I can simply call the function and say some func like this. And then inside this function I can simply pass our object like that. And so if I run this code, as you can see down here, quite interesting, we are able to extract everything from the object with a single declaration like this without literally using the object indexes. So you can see Samuel 34, China Street, and China Streets 2. So that is one of the way you can be able to use the destructing object in order to get values from an object for you and use it inside a function. So with that, guys, I hope you have been able to learn something. And as usual, please leave a comment, leave a like, and until we meet again, bye bye.